Hey guys, it's me, the owner of the Pizzaplex, Elijah, and I'm here with Doki Doki Allergical Plus. And last time we did Self Love Part 1, and now we're on Self Love Part 2. Hey! Oh, hello! I almost thought you weren't coming today. Yeah, well, lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairwell much earlier since it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. Today she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. I ran into my friends, so I hung out with them for a while. Is that so? Yeah, I was in a good mood today, so I figured I hadn't seen them in a while, which I had to come up with an excuse for, but I expected that. But plus I have way more of these than I know what to do with, so I figure I would share with them too. As she sits down, Natsuki opens the lid of her container. You made cupcakes? You know it. It's been a while at this point, so I figure it was about time again. You can take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twirls it between her fingers. It's brown with dark green frosting, immaculately shaped into floral patterns and topped with some kind of glittery powder. How pretty! I just ate it, so I may not be able to finish. Are they for the club? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it. I just made them. I just thought that because green is Monica's favorite color, right? Well, yeah, but that's not really. Yuri takes a small bite. This is a green tea flavored. I love green tea. Oh, do you? It was just a random idea I wanted to try, so haha. Don't laugh at me. I'm not. I'm not. I just felt happy. Oh, sorry. Usually when. Never mind. What I mean is that I'm glad. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. And this is something I happen to be good at. And I do know that you like them from past experience. Yuri turns red, recalling the time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcakes. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcake for her to stammer an excuse, so she just settles for a disapproving look. How did you get into baking? Oh, well, I don't know. It just... it kind of just always appealed to me. Well, a few years ago, I read this one manga with a lot of baking, so I got, like, super into it for a while. I was probably making stuff almost every day. But it's something that I always knew I liked anyway. It's like baking is like art. When you get good at it, it gets more delicious, too. I'm struggling to imagine myself putting my heart into something more so artistic, knowing that I would just be eaten afterwards. Yeah, yeah, maybe you're too practical for it. I think I prefer to be on the receiving end. That's my other favorite part about it. Something I can do that makes a lot of people happy, like unconditionally. Everyone is always so thankful, and in that moment you get to be like the bringer of joy. I don't know, it just makes me feel valued. Yeah, I guess that. So you were able to make some up with your friends today? There wasn't really anything to make up with them about. We weren't fighting or anything. Oh, you weren't? Maybe I misunderstood. It only turns into a fight if I lose my cool, and that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse. So they're not gonna stop. I mean, it only happens sometimes anyway. It's just the way they are. I'm the only one who ever has a problem with it. It's not worth it. Especially since I have somewhere to go now that when I don't feel like hanging out with them. Oh, I see. The cupcake's empty foil wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri clenches a fist. I'm glad that the situation is resolved. and that you don't have to avoid them anymore. Yeah, me too. And I don't have to bother you during your alone time anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on. Yeah. I know that the cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me, but it's the best I can do. So you can have the rest of them. Natsuki grabs the box and slides it over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends. But I made them for you. Natsuki's voice whines as she protests. I know, and I like them very much, exactly as you thought. You succeeded, but I know you care about making your friends happy too. And if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it away from you. No, they were for you, making you happy. You make me happy. You're worth more than cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you and be your friends. Without warning, tears pour from Natsuki's eyes. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. Natsuki, I'm just such a bad person. Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to make you say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes. You didn't. Natsuki tries to choke back her sobs, but struggles to speak through them. I just really hate myself sometimes, and it feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me, like I don't deserve it. I'm sorry. No, I am. I'm so difficult, and I can't think of even a single thing about myself that somebody would like. And I hated myself for bothering you during lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person, like to be nice and do things you wrote about in that letter. I knew if I tried in the club, Siri and Monica would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it. You know, I think a lot of those negative things about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scrutinize what everything I say, and later I feel like I said all the wrong things. I don't even know what that word means or how to say it. And I just spend so much time thinking about it myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So I understand some of that through my own experience. And that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I knew in myself. Natsuki sniffles. Yuri rustles through her bags and pulls out some tissues, then hands them to Natsuki. Monica told me that it makes a good person to reflect on these things. The desire to improve yourself, that makes you a good person, so don't worry so much. Also, there are things about you people like so. Like what? Like how you're fun for people to be around. And you're not shy, and you know how to make people laugh. And you're very passionate about things, and you know how to take the lead. And you care about other people, and just a lot of things. So, well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed. Well, you're the one who asked, and you don't you think I feel embarrassed? Natsuki tries to hide a smile, and she sighs, as it fades again. Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time, but then I keep coming back for some reason. Is that bad? Just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like, I don't know. Feels like what? Natsuki's voice gets quiet. Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do. She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tiles while she thinks to herself. What would you do, hypothetically, if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at... What? If your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you. Happy for what? Happy that your new club is making you happy. Well, that's not just not a fair hypothetical. Natsuki says that, but with little confidence in her voice. I always told myself that I don't really rely on the approval of others to be happy, and I still feel that way. But I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what's making me feel so confused, because I'm threatened out of the things that should make me happy. So no matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. It's making my head hurt. That must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong just for being the person you are. It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? Oh my god, I did that again. It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things. Natsuki presses her palms into her forehead and shakes her head. I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortably unhappy when it is to do something so scary. To do what? To end it with them? Natsuki nods. I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option. I wasn't until recently. It's just one of those things where it's been a certain way for so long that you just get used to it. Like, so much of you has gone into it so much that it feels like that's just how your life is. And throwing it away is like throwing away such a big part of your life. It makes me feel sick to think about. Why can't I get my words out? Natsuki sighs. It's just really scary. It's terrifying. What are you scared of? I don't know, a lot of things. Like being alone. Not having anyone to talk or hang out with. Not being able to replace what I have with them. I don't want them to hate me. And I'm scared they'll hurt me for going against them. Physically? Not physically, but Yuri clenches her fist. Natsuki. What? If anyone ever even thinks to cause you harm, I'll unleash a hell upon them. Damn. Natsuki snorts in laughter. Don't laugh at me. Ah, sorry, I like that. That's all. Oh. Well, I meant it. I know you did. Natsuki gives Yuri an enduring look. I needed it. As the conversation lapses, Natsuki again slides her box of cupcakes over to Yuri. Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore. Are you sure? Natsuki nods. I'm sure. Oh well then. I'll enjoy them. Natsuki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads through her. She holds on to that feeling, knowing it will give her courage. You're here first today. And you brought your reading material. Natsuki is sitting in her usual spot, this time holding a volume of manga while her lunch sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book. It sucks when a good series has to come to an end. Like, it's such a big part of your life and then one day there's nothing left, just nothing left. It just makes you feel so empty. Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book of the series. That sucks. But there's also something satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know if I'd want it to go on forever. Maybe. But there are some things that I wish I could. On the other hand, have you ever read something that overstayed its welcome? Yeah, definitely. I could think of at least one thing I've read that got pretty unbearable like halfway through and the ending really sucked. So it sucks when something good has to end, but it also sucks when they just keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. I guess it sucks either way. Well, that's the nature of all things. They come to an end. The two fall silent. They slowly eat while making their way through the respective breeding material. Except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all. You don't go out during the weekends, right? Excuse me? Like with friends at the mall or downtown or whatever? I'm not a total shut-in, you know. Oh, my bad for making assumptions. I'm sure I go out less often than other people like you and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and arbitrarily spend time like that. I'm usually meeting with my board game group. Board game group? It doesn't matter. It's just some nerdy stuff. Why do you ask anyway? I was just curious. I just realized that I could picture it, so I was just curious. Yuri looks at Natsuki and realizes that she's shaking. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. Natsuki pulls her knees into her chest and puts her head down. I can't take this. Did I do something? Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over what she may have said or done. I did. I ended it. I texted them earlier telling them that, and then I just blocked them because I'm so afraid of the response. And now it feels like I'm dying inside. Oh, I'm sorry. Totally unsure what to do, Yuri can barely find any words to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Natsuki unusually hard breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper. Help me. I feel sick and I want to hit my head against things. Please help. I can't take this. You may have to be having a panic attack. Oh, poor Natsuki. With the realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? Natsuki meekly nods to her rapid beneath breath, head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over to Natsuki and sits on the step behind her. Then she puts her hands on Natsuki's shoulder. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. Her shaking becomes much more apparent through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice slow and gentle. You're safe right now, so you're not in a good and safe place. You're in a good and safe place where nothing can hurt you. Natsuki nods once more, although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulders. She can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck. 3, 2, 1. Well, we'll do a breath pause. They are so loud. 3, 2, 1. We'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths and breathe along with me. Let's breathe in now. Yuri takes a deep, slow breath. Beneath her hands, she feels Natsuki's shoulder rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way out. That's good, let's keep going. Yuri breathes in once more and Natsuki joins her. They continue like that for a few more cycles while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more of her weight into Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breaths going in and out, and the weight of my hands on your shoulder. You're in a safe and comfortable physical space. Minutes pass in silence. By now, the worst of it has passed, but Yuri is determined not to move away until Natsuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees and her breathing has mostly steadied. Then she takes a final deep breath, and slowly pulls herself to her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arms. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is. You don't have to apologize. This must be enormously stressful for you. Is that going to keep happening? It may or it may not. We can take measures to help prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Natsuki motions to sit back down again, so Yuri moves over. Yuri turns away to pick up her book from the dusty floor, which she had hastily set down earlier. She brushed off the dust of the cover. I don't think I could have gotten through that alone. You're not alone. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks into her own lap. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. Aww. As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to so openly share her thoughts. But something about Natsuki of all people makes it feel so much more natural to do so. Perhaps both because, like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job at hiding it, and it's taken a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. And because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted, demonstrating that you deserve the love of each other's. If you can accept that for the first time, when perhaps you can begin the tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself. I don't even know what that means or how to say that. Jeez. Oh, new picture. Do you really mean that? You're probably going to regret saying that if you do. How so? Because I'm probably going to have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. I never seen her look like that. So you're giving me permission to be as annoying as I want to drag you around to a lot of places. I see. But you already said it. You can't take it back now. Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept the responsibility then. I know a good ice cream place. Oh. That means you finally figure out my favorite ice cream flavor. What are you talking about? Oh, you don't remember? The first day that you came to the club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor. But for me, you said you had no idea. Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh wait, yes I do. I said it was probably green tea. Yuri shakes her head. It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually to get chocolate and raspberry together. Chocolate and raspberry. How fancy. How is that fancy? I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that. Well, maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry. Hey, strawberry is my favorite. What a coincidence. I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have the sick feeling in my stomach. But it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing. Is there anything better I could be doing? Not that I know of. There's nothing that will make this easy for me. And you already did more than I thought anyone could. Come to think of it, we never talked about the letter you wrote. But I feel like we're all way past that at this point. I don't even know what to talk about. Except that I think it helps me understand my needs a little bit better. The way I like to be treated. And the kinds of friends that I want to have. That's why I wanted to start coming here in the first place, even though I was so scared of causing more problems. I thought it was more of a coincidence that you ran into me here initially. Oh, well, not exactly. What do you mean? Nothing. I may have to track you down first. with the help of Siri. That's what you said. I was shy, okay. I wasn't ready to, like, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Well, I guess I'm glad that you worked up the courage, even if it was in your own way. I can tell you that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave and it will make things better in the long run. I think anyone would be proud of you for it. Anyone? You mean like you? Yes. Like me. This is a cute picture. You know, I could get used to it. As long as you don't tease me too much. Fine. Just a little then. That's fine. I know how uncertain everything feels to you right now. But I really do think that good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings. Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured. Two girls continue their conversation through a remainder of lunch. But a new feeling hangs in the air. A feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting where the 4 club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, all with their own special qualities, have something unique that they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next. Yuri thinks to herself. Since she's about to finish her long running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to revisit the bookstore together. There we go. Cool. Oh. Yeah. We unlocked the equals, guys. Well, that's probably one that's going to be like part 1, part 2 merged together. We'll do that next time. And alright guys, if you guys like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and click the notification button so you never miss any videos. And for that, I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.